Free Thought of the Day is a daily calendar brought to you courtesy of the Freedom from Religion Foundation. It highlights names, birth dates, quotes, and other historical information of known atheists, agnostics, and religious skeptics. The four individuals from left to right are Matilda Jocelyn Gage, a woman's suffragist, Native American rights activist, and prominent freethinker; Arian Foster, a former NFL running back who is a public atheist; Stephen Fry, a British actor, comedian, writer, and a public humanist and atheist; José Saramago, a Portuguese writer and Nobel laureate who was a public atheist. To all of our chapter participants who are also part of the National Freedom from Religion Foundation, we encourage you to create an online account at ffrf.org if you haven't already. It's a quick way to manage your membership and get the most out of your support. Logging in to your account allows you to update your subscriptions, ensuring you receive the daily Free Thought of the Day email and other important alerts. Welcome to the second annual chapter gathering of Upstate New York Freethinkers. We are the first and only chapter of the Freedom from Religion Foundation in New York State. We want to extend a huge thank you to the Craftsman Inn and Conference Center. A special thanks to Rini Costello and the entire staff, from the kitchen and cleaning crews to those who moved all the equipment. Their help in organizing today's event was essential. We also want to thank the Matilda Jocelyn Gage Foundation, including the new Executive Director, Carrie Eaton. We also want to thank Carrie for arranging video presentations and recording today, in addition to the volunteers at their unique interactive museum, especially their Religious Freedom Room. Additionally, the Matilda Jocelyn Gage Center is a full-fledged FFRF member and contributing participant of Upstate New York Freethinkers. A big thank you to the organizations and individuals who have helped us become regional leaders. We're grateful to so many, including the Secular Humanist of Rochester, the Capital District Humanist Society, Megan Wolf for her Western New York Freethinkers Meetup Group, and Carrie Eaton at the Gage Center, which some of you will tour this afternoon. These groups and all of your efforts embody the rapid growth of our chapter. A special thank you to Janice Marsden for helping at the book table and Jerry Reed for his photography today. And thank you to everyone who has contributed to the chapter throughout the year with your advice, support, and donations. When you show up and speak to your loved ones and communities about what we do, you are part of the movement's transformation away from religious dogma and towards liberated free thinking. We owe a huge debt of gratitude to the Freedom from Religion Foundation. Our chapter would not exist without them. You're going to hear directly from the very top of FFRF today. We're inspired by FFRF's co-president Annie Laurie Gaylor and Dan Barker, who love to collaborate with freethinkers globally. As an example of their inspiration, two of our chapter board members met with the president of the Humanist Society of New Zealand, Aotearoa, in the city of Otatahi, the Maori name for Christchurch. We prefer this original name as it avoids religious terms like Christ and church. We met with the president of the New Zealand Humanist Organization to discuss his master's dissertation at the University of Canterbury, Te Wera Wananga o Wataha, which researched about the need for non-religious pastoral care in hospitals. While Aotearoa, New Zealand, is just starting to make progress on this, many public institutions in New York State are also recognizing the need for and including non-theistic secular care. You'll see today how FFRF brings free thought to upstate New York and how our chapter contributes to their worldwide influence. The chapter brand is a playoff of I Love New York, because similarly, I love free thought, hence the I Heart FT you see in our logo. Our legal name is Upstate New York Freethinkers, a chapter of FFRF Incorporated. We incorporated in New York State on February 6, 2024. Having IRS 501c3 tax-exempt status as a nonprofit educational public charity, we maintain a nonpartisan stance at all times by educating people about our political issues, but never endorsing candidates or political parties. And donations to the chapter are deductible for income tax purposes. We are registered as a charity by the New York State Attorney General's Office. The board maintains articles of incorporation, bylaws, conflicts of interest, and other policies, an FFRF affiliation agreement. While our chapter is affiliated with FFRF, it's important to note that we are legally a separate corporation. Due to privacy, FFRF doesn't share membership list, but there's good news on that point. An improved FFRF system will soon help us connect with new and renewing FFRF members through their website. Our outreach is key to reaching the over 600 FFRF members in upstate New York and inviting them to join us. Rest assured, the chapter also protects your participation confidentiality and will not divulge, rent, sell, or give away its mailing list. We have a robust website with a join page that populates our participant database and a donation process that can be receiving gifts in person, by phone, online, or by way of check or credit card sent in the mail, and all available through our donate page. unyft.org has become a rich resource for 7 regions and internationally. New in 2025, our New York State exempt certificate makes events like this possible in conference center venues with more affordability. We documented our established steps, which are shared with other emerging secular organizations and structured for the creation of more FFRF chapters. Perhaps, for example, downstate New York City will organize for FFRF. As a quick note, on the bottom of the slide, the Freedom from Religion Foundation is a powerful organization with over 42,000 members and an impressive financial capability and legal experts that allow them to be so effective. Just as buildings are central to religious movements, they are also important for our secular causes. These places on the map are not just addresses, they are homes for free thought. We know of 11 main buildings for free thought that exist in the United States. 3 buildings are right here in upstate New York: the Center for Inquiry in Western New York, the Robert Green Ingersoll Birthplace Museum in the Finger Lakes region, the Matilda Joslyn Gage Center here in Central New York, which we will tour this afternoon. Outside of New York State, there are the American Humanist Association in Washington, D.C., the American Atheist Center in New Jersey, and the Secular Hub in Denver, Colorado, which, by the way, our chapter board organized a visit during the 2024 National FFRF Convention with other chapter leaders. It's a really cool building, the Secular Hub in Denver. And we have our very own FFRF Free Thought Hall in Madison, Wisconsin, which is where they hold the National Convention every 3 years, with special tours of the impressive hall. We have recently added 4 new buildings to our list: the Atheist Community of Austin in Austin, Texas, the Houston Free Thought Oasis in Houston, Texas, with nationwide and Canadian satellite organizations, the Humanist Hall in Oakland, California, and the Humanist Society of Greater Phoenix in Mesa, Arizona. Email us if you know of any other buildings for free thought, especially any in upstate New York. And just yesterday, we found a bonus for our list, because the Thomas Paine Memorial Building in New Rochelle, here right in New York State, is a perfect fit for our quickly growing list. This beautiful colonial revival building was built in 1925 by the Thomas Paine National Historic Association, an organization founded by leading American freethinkers. So it's not just a historic building, it's a home for free thought, built by freethinkers to honor one of our own. These buildings are an inspiration for us all to not only find our people, but our place in this world of encroaching theocracy. We'd like to share a brief clip from the American Free Thought panel that was in Buffalo this last spring. In this clip, FFRF co-president Annie Laurie Gaylor discusses the encouraging findings from the Pew Research Center's Religious Landscape Study, which shows non-believers are becoming a significant demographic.
I thought that the real takeaway was that 29% of Americans are nuns, religiously unaffiliated. But the other takeaway is that although they only said about 5% of the nuns are atheists, and 4% are agnostic, and the rest just have no preference or whatever, when they actually asked the American people, the survey, do you believe in God? 17% said no. Well, the definition of an atheist is somebody who doesn't believe in God. So these are people who are uncomfortable with the definition. They don't call themselves that, but they are. I mean, that shows 72% of U.S. adult Americans do not believe in God. So it's the level of free thought atheism is really much higher, I think, than we think of.
Last year, our chapter proudly advocated for New York State's Equal Rights Amendment. This is a monumental achievement. In fact, our ERA is now considered one of the most modern and comprehensive in the nation and the world. That's because it explicitly protects a broad range of characteristics, including creed and religion. First, with the non-religious population in New York now at nearly 30%, we urge the Attorney General to prioritize initiatives to ensure secular social services, education, and civic engagement. Second, the chapter signed a petition this week to Governor Hochul to sign the Medical Aid in Dying Act, which passed both the Senate and the Assembly in the face of protests of religious groups who put their afterlife ahead of our quality of life. We have also proposed to write a legislative memorandum of support through the New York Alliance for the Medical Aid in Dying. This is where we could use the help of a volunteer secretary. And we have reached out in support of Compassion and Choices, whose mission is improving care, expanding end-of-life options, and empowering everyone to chart their own end-of-life journey. You can link to the petition on the back of your handout and sign it online. Your 2-minute action could reduce someone's suffering. Learn more at unyft.org/legislation. to review key legislation that is automatically updated by FFRF on our page. It's a great way to get involved, and your handout has some current actions you can take with you as homework to continue to improve our state's secular efforts. FFRF is planning an exciting convention in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and numerous FFRF members will be there from various regions of upstate New York. After this year's convention in Myrtle Beach, the 2026 convention will be held in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We have also formally requested that FFRF consider upstate New York as a future convention site. This may take many years, but we plan to be strong and ready. FFRF conventions sell out, so don't miss it, and register today at ffrf.org. Based on participant input, we're moving our annual chapter gatherings to the third Sunday in September. Mark your calendars for September 20th, 2026. And now for some very exciting news about our third annual chapter gathering. We are planning a new location, and with the 2026 midterm elections on the horizon, we'll be focusing on strengthening New York State's church-state separation. Our next gathering is planned for Albany, New York, which holds one of our chapter's largest concentration of participants and serves as a political hub for the Capital District. We'll look to host the event at a like-minded museum or science center that can serve as an ongoing partner for cross-promotion, just like our successful relationship with the Gage Museum. We may even add a tour of the state capitol. Our speakers will provide the historical context and a look forward. David Hoffman, one of our very own Upstate New York Freethinkers, will delve into his book, American Free Thought, to explore the movement's past struggles against religious nationalism. His talk will set the stage for Mickey Dollins, the FFRF's Regional Governmental Affairs Manager and a Oklahoma state representative. Mickey has been invited to offer actionable strategies for political engagement and voter mobilization. When you are not at the Gage Center for your tour, you can be here with Annie Laurie, Dan, Kate, who will provide book sales and signings. Annie Laurie has Women Without Superstition, No Gods, No Masters. Kate Cohen's book, We of Little Faith, is here, and 3 books by Dan Barker called Losing Faith in Faith, Godless, and his newest called Contradiction. David will have excerpts from his book on the 1872 9 Demands of Liberalism, Robert Ingersoll's What is Blasphemy, and A Defense of Atheism by Ernestine Rose. And you can ask him about signing up for a chance to win a free copy of his book, American Free Thought.